So, how many of you have heard of disability? So, how many of you here have heard about a disability called PowerPoint? Anyone? PowerPoint. So, this is a very rare disability, and the symptoms are quite straightforward. Okay. So, what happens is when you click on that PowerPoint icon on your desktop, you go into a deep state of coma. Right? And when you wake up, your eyes are bloodshot, right? And then you have this very bad feeling and hangover. That you drank too much last night. And the fun part is, it affects only 1 in 8 billion people. 1 in 8 billion, so that's why there is no much research done on it. And that one is me. Okay. So that's the reason you won't see a PowerPoint presentation today. It's not that I haven't come prepared. I have prepared. Okay. So the other reason is I just wanted to have a one-to-one talk, human-to-human, speaker to audience, of this technology and all that, right? So it's going to be a heart-to-heart. So how many of you here have heard about a person called Kamlesh Kamtekar? Any Kamlesh Kamtekar in the house? So how many of you have heard of Kamlesh Kamtekar, who was a graphic designer? No. How many of you have heard about Ctrl+Z, a graphic designer who has 14 years of experience in graphic design? Anyone? So how many of you have heard about a graphic designer who turned into an auto rickshaw driver, who shifted his career? Has anyone heard about him? A graphic designer who shifted his career to an auto rickshaw driver? Yes. So the irony is this, okay? He has 14 years of experience and still he went unnoticed. The moment he shifted his career to an auto rickshaw driver, everybody started making a big deal of it. Hey, IT industry is in trouble, AI is taking over things and people are losing their jobs, they're not able to find the jobs, etc. So that's the narrative that was built. So that's fine. Auto rickshaw driver is a no career. You take a passenger from A, you drop them to B, and you charge them for it. That's fine. So Kamlesh Kamtekar told the media that he earns more than a graphic designer. That's fine. So I'm not surprised. So if you park your auto rickshaw outside a railway station and you charge the passenger triple for the same distance, you obviously earn more. But then, how many of you have heard about Devadas Kulshekar? Anybody have heard about Devadas Kulshekar? Okay, so Devadas Kulshekar is an auto rickshaw driver. Now, Devadas Kulshekar is more scared than an IT engineer. The reason being, Devadas Kulshekar is an auto driver and is still an auto driver, nothing has changed. But he is scared all these people from IT are now shifting to driving autos. Okay, so that's the shift that we are going towards. And AI is here, but what I see is in the community, nobody talks about it. It's that fear that you all have. The moment you talk about it, I'm sure most of us use AI in our daily lives, right? In our career. In the daily work. But we don't come out in the open and talk about it, so we're scared. And not only here, I see that in my company also. We don't want people to know that we use AI. It's okay to be open. But I have around almost close to 2 decades, I would say 17 years of experience in this field. I've seen it grow, I've seen tools change, etc. And this talk is about that. So just to give you an idea of what's happening. So the internet was invented somewhere around 1960s. Some of us were not even born then. Some of our parents were not even born. Okay, so it was invented then. And from 1960 to 1992, nothing happened. Okay, there was no Instagram, there was no Facebook. And I was wondering what people do with the internet without anything. No Instagram, no Facebook. You can't make your neighbors jealous. You can't make your friends jealous. The only person whom you could make jealous was your immediate neighbor when you buy a new car or you show them how rich you were. But these days it's not like that. With the internet, Instagram, Facebook, everybody is scrolling day in, day out, trying to show how happy they are. But inside they are all dead. Anyways, so from 1992 till 1996, all the web pages on the internet were black and white. Okay, there was no color at all. So it was the initial stages of web design and all that. So from 1992 and 1996, everything was black and white. You just had web pages where you can just click on a link, take you to another page. That's it. But in 1996, someone thought, Adina, what if you can add some color? So they invented CSS. Then people went crazy after that CSS was invented. All these black and white web pages that you saw started playing holy. So after that, you had web pages with yellow background, red text. Green background, purple text. Purple background, purple text. Okay, accessibility, लगाई. But then that was how it was. Initially when you give such kind of freedom to people to mess around with, all these things are bound to happen. And I think when that same thing happened, they're still trying to discover where it is. That's right. So from 1996 until 2000, everybody was playing holy with their web pages. Then somebody thought, hey, what if we can use something like Photoshop to design our web pages? That's an images throw. Right? So they started using Photoshop. But ironically, the fact is, Photoshop was invented in 1990, even before your HTML page was invented. Okay, the HTML technology. So I don't know what Photoshop was being used for before that. Before we started using it for web design, I think they were using it to mop one person's head to another person's head. And probably touch up those fashion models for magazines and all that. But then somebody had this insane idea. Yeah, we can use Photoshop for web design. So it was the same thing from 2000 till 2016, when Adobe thought, ये designer हमारा part लगा रहे web design कर रहे इसको कुछ अलग दे. So they released Adobe XD in the year of 2016. Okay, but that larger extra. They stole something from Figma. Figma was invented or introduced in 2012, but it was invite only. Those days we were begging for Figma licenses. And to get a Figma license or a Figma invite, which was free at that time, we used to network a lot with other designers to get that license. But then Figma officially said that by 2020 they would be giving it out for free. So we have changed our rules in this lifetime. And they're still using Figma. It's 2025, they're still using Figma. It has got all the other features that we are using in this, with the AI, etc. So the thing is this, right? In all these years, tools have changed. We have been resilient. Okay. If it was Photoshop, we learned Photoshop. If it was an Illustrator, we have learned Illustrator. You gave us XD, we learned XD. You gave us Figma, we learned Figma. Now you're giving us AI, we learn that. But I think we need to be open about it, rather than hiding behind the scenes and saying that AI is going to get your job. I think that is not the right thing to do, because everywhere you see these days, on the news and everywhere, you have this negative feeling about AI that is, it's coming here to take your job. So that's fine, we still have auto rickshaws, right? So I think we're safe that way. But then we also will have to learn to drive an auto rickshaw, so that's the other part. But we'll do that also. And with all these tools and technologies, right, the other thing that has changed is our job titles. So I'll tell you an interesting story. So from 2000 to 2010, since all this internet and the web design and everything was in chaos, right? Somebody had to maintain it. Okay, you had forms, you had different technologies. Okay, so we had somebody called as a web designer and a web master. Okay, so those days we were called web designers and web masters. There was no UI web designer. Then in 2010, when mobile came into daily usage and everybody started to use mobile technology, so there was a need to change this title from web designer to UI UX designer. It was a given. But I was working at a place in a company, and I think even Naveen was in that company. We were both working together, and I know Naveen from over a decade. So I applied somewhere else on Naukri.com. Okay, so basically, I wanted to change in my career, my company. I wanted to change what I was doing. That time I was a web designer and a developer. So I uploaded my CV on Naukri, and then I got a call from a recruiter. I didn't get this to Naveen. Obviously, I was cheating with that. The next thing is that I'm cheating. So I got a call from a recruiter, and she said, "Hello, am I speaking to Manjeeth?" I said, "Yeah." So we are looking for UI UX designer. I said, "Huh? UI UX designer? What's that?" I started wondering, okay, when did my title change? Because I think I've clearly mentioned a web designer slash developer. Why is he asking me whether I'm a UI UX designer? So I was really confused. And those days, we did not have a very strong community, and LinkedIn was not as popular as it is today, right? So I asked the recruiter, "Hey, can you tell me what is this UI UX designer? See my habit. I get a call for a job, and I'm asking the recruiter, what is the UI UX designer?" And she is shocked that I'm asking her. So she said, "You don't know what is UI UX designer? What is it?" See, Manjeeth. UI is user interface. Okay. UX is user experience. Oh, isn't it? So UI UX, so basically it's the same thing. Okay, but right now what I've happened is mobile technology has come in, and our titles have shifted from web because we cannot call a person who designs a mobile app as a web designer. It doesn't make sense. So anyway, they become a web designer doing the same thing, right? Yeah, so web designer is fine. So I didn't know this, job title has changed, and that has stuck till now. Fortunately, it hasn't changed like our tooth, right? So in 2025 also, you have a UI UX designer, but then I see the shift that's happening. Now we have product UI designers. Product UI UX designers. There's a senior technical architect UI UX designer, which was also one of the designations I had. And the point is this. So no matter how many times your title has changed, no matter whatever technology has come, the principles are the same. The way we approach things are always the same. Tomorrow, if you are trying to change again from product UI UX designer to something else, your daily work that you do will always remain the same. Okay, no matter how much you try to fancy it, no matter how much AI will try, to come and take over your job, like how people are going to say, it's not going to happen because UI UX is going to stay there forever because we are resilient. Okay, that is important. If you start giving up like this, saying AI is coming, it's going to take your job, you are not going to have a job, the other tools that allow you to do designs quicker. I think we should stop scaring people. And I think as a community, we have that responsibility to adapt and help each other out and help us, help each other out to navigate this through together. So the bottom line is this. No matter how many tools you throw at us, today it's Figma, tomorrow it may be Upma, day after tomorrow it may be Kima, or whatever it is. We will learn it, we will fight through it. You can change our job title 100 times, but we will be here. So that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for getting me out. And really like to thank Naveen for organizing this event and giving us an opportunity to be here. It's not easy to conduct something like this. I thank him and his team a lot. And also my team from EG, they've always been here for me. And the other part is, I want to say, the other things that you really use is that Gen Z is very difficult to work with. Okay, the moment I say Gen Z, a lot of people hand goes on to the board and then, oh my god, this guy is right, nobody's talking about that much. But I try to prove them wrong because my team is a Gen Z team and the work that they have done from past 1 year is mind blowing. Okay, so that also needs to change. We need to support them as an experienced team. So that's it. Thank you so much for having me.